Hefty's the name, shiny hunting's my game. Gotta catch 'em all, nothing's ever the same. With my trusty football, I'm always on the spree. No shiny can escape, they all come to me. Shiny after shiny, it's never enough. I'm on a quest, and it can get rough. From Pallet down to Johto and beyond, I'm the shiny hunter, the bond is strong. I've caught 'em all, every shiny you can name. Kanto region, Johto region, I've conquered the game. Hefty is the king, the one who never quits. Caught 'em twice, now that's the real deal. No tricks. I've conquered the game. Hefty's the king, the one who never quits. Caught him twice, now that's the real deal. No tricks.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome on in Dragonic, Big Cheese Thriss, Keith Stroganoff, Project Yoshi, Matthew Snyder, Someone Silly. Welcome in. Hope you're all doing well on this glorious Saturday. It's a little loud on my side. I'm going to turn this down. There we go. There we go. That was a little too loud for me. Tyler Shanks, happy birthday to you! Congratulations, buddy. Let's get some birthday hype in the chat. Hope you're having a good one so far, bud. Are you even friends with people who use a fork and knife with pizza? Not to my knowledge. They could be hiding that fact from me, though. Can we get an exclamation point B-Day Tyler in the chat? Hunter, you subbed. Well, thank you very much for that. Hope you're doing well today. Alright, this is going to take a while for me to get used to with how we're doing this. Okay, and no. Alright, no one's listening to me. I'll do it. I'll do it. Oh my goodness gracious, sub count's already up by 2. Hunter subbed. If somebody else subbed, let me know so I can say thank you. On this day, the universe said, I choose you and we're forever grateful. Happy birthday, Tyler. Hefty Mom, what's going on? Good morning to you. Don't worry, Hefty Mom. You never have to do anything while you're here. You just have to be awesome like you always are. Come on, come on. No, don't run away. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we failed that one. Another reason why I don't like Audino. Deep dish could totally be 8 with hands skills. I mean, it depends. It depends. First baseball game. Nice. Hunter, good luck on that. Alright, I'm gonna have to do these individually. I realize that now. I can't be running after the Audino on both screens at the same time. Otherwise, I'll make a big mistake like I just did. Yeah, technically we should drop the count by 1, and we will. Because that count goes up when I reset the game. So let's drop that by 1. Just to stay honest, you know? We gotta stay honest. Because if we don't have honesty, what do we really have? Be lurking while playing some Breath of the Wild. How you doing, Hefty? You already know you're doing amazing. I know you're doing amazing, Tyler. Enjoy the Breath of the Wild. I actually restarted that game last weekend. With the enhanced versions coming out for the Switch 2, it made me realize I should go back and do those. I haven't played Breath of the Wild in years, and I've never beat Tears of the Kingdom, so I figured this is a nice little reason to do that. Honesty is the best policy. That's right. My mom taught me that. So I don't know who all saw the post in Discord, but a week from today, next Saturday, we're doing our 3-year streamiversary. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to go a little bit longer than I normally do. I don't know how long. It's not going to be like a 24-hour stream or anything crazy like that because I'm old and I like my sleep. But I don't know, maybe 5, maybe 6 hours. I don't want to give away too many surprises yet about what we'll be doing. Oh my gosh, the dang... The controller disconnected for a second. SL Slate Official, what's going on? Good to see you. Welcome in. Yeah, I don't want to give away too many surprises, but we're going to be talking about a couple things today that's going to be going on next weekend, including the big giveaway. We're going to be doing a big giveaway. Big winner, going to be winning a big prize. If you're interested, if you and or your parents feel comfortable sharing your address with me, if you win, and only if you win, we do have the giveaway channel in the Discord where you can drop your YouTube name and you'll be entered in for the giveaway. Dina Bina, good morning, my friend. You are having such an awesome weekend. I looked at those photos and those videos you sent yesterday. I'm super jealous. I especially like the photo. Like, it looked like from maybe like a flight up, you took a photo of the entire main floor with all the booths and everything, and that was like a Where's Waldo. I had so much fun just like zooming in on that photo and just seeing all the crazy stuff I could see. Dragonic, good morning, good to see you. Giveaway, yeah, someone silly. We'll be doing a giveaway next Saturday for the 3-year streamiversary. Ooh, save that one. That is the mega of this Audino Amber. And yeah, if you're interested in entering the giveaway, you do have to be a member of the Discord, and you do need to be able to, if you win, give me your address so I can send you the prize. Dragonic, thank you for the like goal. Tears of the Kingdom is probably a lot easier swords than Breath of the Wild, at least in your opinion, especially considering one hit away from breaking pristine Royal Guard's Claymore with Madolga Jaw and Radiant Set will deal 96 damage. That's crazy. You'll save your new member flex for next week then? You can do whatever you want, Gina. Gordiano's a few days ago. That is the Shiny Mega Amber. The Shiny Mega doesn't change too much. Typically, the eyes are pink. Like in the non-shiny, the eyes are pink, and it's got little pink highlights at the tips of the ears and the bottom of, like, the dress. And the shiny, the eyes turn, like, a yellowish orange, and the tips of the ears and the bottom of the dress turn gray. Kids were decent. There's just a lot of them. Nice. Ooh, that sounds good, Matthew. Bless me. Yeah, this little Audino is a little pain in the bum, though, to hunt. You guys have seen me do enough soft reset hunts in Sword and Shield to know how typically I have it set up so that as soon as I reset the game, it spawns underneath me. For some reason, I don't know if it's because Audinos are skittish in this game and they will run away and despawn, but I cannot set it up so that it despawns under me. If I try and do that, it just won't spawn at all. So I have to save the game a little far away from it so that it just spawns in like normal. I don't like it. Plan for your birthday today is to get Pizza Hut. The cake will be a Dairy Queen ice cream cake. You love your stuffed crust pizza, beef pizza, and love your ice cream cake. That sounds delicious. That sounds amazing. No, don't run away. Don't run away. There we go. Loops, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Project Yoshi, I'll definitely be buying it on the Switch 2. Assuming I have the Switch 2 by this fall. Who knows what's going on with the US right now. Depending on what the dealio is with the shiny hunting, I might buy a second version on the Switch so that I can dual hunt. Definitely not in a position where I want to buy a second Switch 2 at the moment, but if I can buy another copy of the game for the Switch and dual hunt one on the Switch, one on the Switch 2, I'd be down with that. Again, depending on what the shiny hunting's like. If it doesn't seem like it's worth it to dual hunt, then I won't. Mighty Munchkin, what's going on? Good to see you. Loops, I'm doing fantastic, bud. I did not say what we're giving away yet. I'm going to keep that a surprise a little bit longer. You will find out today, but I want to wait till some more people get in here. Once a year, that's how long it takes you to get through a pizza, Gina? That must be a big pizza. I will say this. Hefty Mom knows what the giveaway is because actually Hefty Mom and Hefty Dad donated the prize. Kiro with the 1 month of membership. What's going on, Kiro? Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. I hope Italy is beautiful today. Let's see what Kiro's Audi's up to today. Kiro, your Audi likes butterflies. Giving away large cheese pizza shipped to your door from a local hefty pizza joint. You know what? That actually wouldn't be a bad giveaway idea to do at some point. That's right. Hefty Mom and Hefty Dad are nice like that. I don't know what's up with that. Italy is lovely today outside. Love to hear it. I will say this as a disclaimer. I thought about this after I made the announcement about the giveaway this morning. I don't know what the dealio is with the tariffs. If somebody wins from outside the United States, I don't know how that's going to work out. There is a small possibility, or probably a large possibility, that if you are from outside the United States and you win and I ship it to you, you might have to pay some sort of tariff when you pick up the package. I don't know. I haven't done the research yet. But if that is the case, just let me know and I'll reimburse you. Cat's causing problems as always. Dang, Merlin. Big Cheese Thrift. Your Audi does not understand the difference between affect and effect. $8,400. Dang. That is rough. Yeah, Amber, I'm not getting you a cat. They certainly have a lot of cats to give away, but I don't think that's going to happen. Radiant sent in Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom has to be level 2 for each piece you get. That damage increase. Okay, bonus increases bone weapon damage, and Breath of the Wild's bone weapons are arms. Yep, I do know those. Amber, your Audi performed an entire set of DJ Hero to friends and family. Hero O'Brien, thank you for the luck. Hope you're doing well. Getting close to hefty numbers. He's at like halfway. Halfway to hefty numbers is where Brandon is right now. But I hope it shows up today. He deserves it. I've never played DJ Hero. That particular Audi statement was provided by Kieran. Because apparently that's based on a true story. Last thing before I go, I was finally able to get the ground on Sitting Q to complete your Weather Trio Sitting Qs. Congratulations, Gina. I'm not going to lie, I'm going to miss you today in the stream, but I know you're having an incredible time where you are, so enjoy. I want to hear more stories. 1541, super lucky. Super lucky at 1541. Game's so obnoxious, is it? Hey, you too, Gina. Your last hunt was for Psyduck and Scarlet Violet. You got 2 in 1 sandwich without Shiny Charm. Nice! Congratulations. Did you evolve one of them into Golduck? SOS Baniri, you got this. You got this, Mighty Munchkin. Just bought a new laptop on sale. Very cool, Kiro. Not yet, but will. Cool. It's nice to have a whole line knocked out in one sandwich. That's why I use a Madolga Jaw, because the strongest damage material that doesn't break in one hit. The one is actually the strongest is the Gabito Bone. 40 damage, but it's a one hit. Gotcha. You just play it. Seems underwhelming. You need like a giant light setup with lasers and effects behind you. And one ear inside headphones, like gotta get authentic. Oh my gosh, that does sound like a pain. I would not be able to handle all that coordination. Kiro, your Audi calls radio shows. I once won a radio show contest. But then I never went and picked up the prize because I just couldn't be bothered. It was like 2 tickets to a movie or something like that. I wonder if they're still holding on to it for me. That was like 22 years ago. I wonder if I can still pick up those tickets. On Thursday, you opened a 10-pack in TCG Pocket and got some spicy picks. Tell me all about it, Dragonic. We're going to be able to open up 6 packs today. Hopefully we'll get a second shiny. We still only have the Wiglet. Show up and ask. I should. Be like, hey, I'm here to pick up my movie tickets. They're gonna say, what? And I'm gonna be like, yeah, I called in and won the contest, the quiz contest back in 2003. Give me my tickets. And they're gonna be like, sir, that movie theater has been shut down for 15 years. And I will say, I will take the cash value. All right, your second immersive card and got a second one. Oh my gosh. I haven't gotten an immersive card since the Celebi. No Palkia, no Dialga, no Arceus, no Giratina. I could go over some meat sticks. Some beef sticks. Too funny, right, Mom? It was an easy quiz question for me, though, because the quiz question was something like, what radio station in the Washington, D.C. area did Howard Stern DJ for back in the 80s and early 90s? And I knew that because my family used to live outside of D.C., and I listened to that station all the time. It was DC 101. Last immersive was Giratina, and Dragonic, you got the Giratina card. I'm totally not at all jealous of both of you. Bring you in and direct you towards the radio station guru who'll say, I've been waiting this whole time, avoiding retirement just so I could give you these tickets. Probably so. Probably that year price is Big Cheese. So 2 movie tickets back in 2003. I'd probably be looking at about 11, 12 bucks. To whatever movie I wanted, Amber. It was just 2 free movie tickets to whatever movie I wanted at the local movie theater. You were on the radio once on talk radio station talking about Pokemon Go? Nice. I should set him free. I should let him retire. Poor guy's been waiting 22 years. Matthew, have you gotten any shinies during this event? This Pogo event? I have not, but I was pleased to be able to get Jupiter, Gossiflor, and the other one that I needed transferring to home. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did get the duh. I'm an idiot. You just sent that to me yesterday morning. Shiny, a Shadow Cubone, and Hatch, a Shiny Mantike. Matthew, I heard you saying, I think it was yesterday, you were complaining about getting 2-kilometer eggs. Same boat, dude. All I can get is 5 kilometers. And the 5-kilometer eggs only have 3 of the 6 Pokemon you need for the collection challenge. And I need all 3 that aren't in the 5-kilometer egg to transfer into home. I need the Magby, I need the Mantike, and actually I don't think I need the Badoo. Also, someone invited me to a Blacephalon raid the other day. That was nice, so I actually got a Blacephalon. Not shiny, but it was the first Blacephalon that I got in Pokemon Go, so that's neat. Razzie, good morning, my friend. Is that a slice of pizza with googly eyes? It's a Dorito. Okay. A Dorito with googly eyes. I had a Dorito taco yesterday from Taco Bell. We'll get a Mantike Egg Day eventually. I hope so. I went to Taco Bell. I went and dropped off my taxes at the accountants yesterday over lunch. And I swung through Taco Bell and I got this new Lux box they have. And it included a Dorito taco and it had a 2-pack of the street chalupas. Is that what they're called? They're like small, like handheld chalupas. They were actually pretty good. Yeah, Razzie, I did. It took quite a lot of time. Here's the other thing that I can't figure out about the staying Pokemon. So, Audino is skittish, right? So it'll run away. And if it runs away, it won't respawn. If you encounter it and save the game and change the date, it won't respawn. So I spent probably about an hour and a half this morning trying to find an Audino on each one of these games. This Pokemon's such a pain in the tuchus. I got the steak, I believe. I think I got the steak ones. I didn't request one or the other, but I'm pretty sure I ate steak yesterday. But yeah, I like them. Yeah, the cheese crust is pretty good. Mime Jr. and Toxel, I don't have either of those, I don't think. No, I do have it. Oh, well, you're talking about, yeah, shiny. You're talking about shiny. Never mind. Never mind. I don't have any. I've never hatched a shiny. Scribble, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Transition Maker, hello. Good morning to you. Moister. More moister. For any of you that are just recently coming in, I've been talking about it a couple times already. Next Saturday is going to be my 3-year streamiversary. We're going to be doing a longer stream, not like 24 hours, but maybe like, I don't know, 5 hours or something. We're going to be doing a lot of things I don't want to say too much about yet, but one thing I will tell you is that we will be doing a pretty awesome giveaway. If you are interested in winning a prize, You do have to be a member of the Discord, and you need to go into the giveaways channel and give me your YouTube name, so you'll be entered. And you have to be willing to, if you win, and only if you win, you have to be willing to give me your address so I know where to send it. If you are underage and live with your parents, make sure that they're okay with that first. Moister should be the name of a dozen of super moist oysters. Matthew, I don't typically say this to you personally, but never say anything like that ever again. Steak is good. All these recent releases of Taco Bell have been great. Yeah, I like Taco Bell. I have no shame or guilt in saying that I enjoy Taco Bell. I always have. I always will. And you know what? We got a decent amount of people here right now. Chat seems to be popping off. Do you guys want to know what the giveaway is? Do you guys want to know what we will be giving away next weekend? Is that something that interests you? If not, I'll just keep it a secret. Something you skip on the menu? Absolutely. All right, Amber says that you guys don't want to know. Okay, I'll keep it a secret then. Oh, she was pranking me. She was pranking me. She does want to know. Okay. Jerry wants to keep it a secret, but Mighty Munchkin says yes. Eric says yes. Yes, Kunai, the aesthetic mons are indeed affected by the shiny charm. The only Pokemon that are not affected by the shiny charm in Sword and Shield are any gift Pokemon, which actually I think I'll give Pokemon or shiny locked anyway, and the Reggies. And the Reggies. Okay, tell everyone other than Jerry. That sounds good. That sounds good. All right, Jerry, cover your ears and your face. Just cover everything, Jerry. Just cover yourself completely. Okay, let me do this. Let me do this check first. And then I'll tell you guys. I'm getting better at not missing them, which makes me happy. Okay. So, I don't know if you guys are aware, but there seems to be some interest in something called the Pokemon trading card game. I guess that's something that people are interested in. It's been in the news lately if you've seen it. What I have here is a Costco box of the Scarlet and Violet 151. It's got the 5 tins. It's got some Pokemon cards up here. Like that's a Charmander. That's a Squirtle. The tins have like other Pokemon on it. Right? So I got this. But you guys know by now that I am a huge collectioner, completionist, I don't know what. But here's the thing, right? There's actually 2 versions of this box. Like you'll see this one has like the Meowth tin. It's got the other tins. There's 10 total tins. So here's the other box with the other 5 tins. And because I know how people love their cards and want to collect things, the giveaway is actually going to be for both of these boxes. If you win, you get both. You get as close to what I can guarantee as a complete set would be, because you get all 10 tins. So you can thank Hefty Mom and Hefty Dad for that. They were at Costco one day just eating a Costco hot dog or whatever they were doing, and they saw all these like 20-something-year-old guys like walking by with Pokemon boxes. And Dad was like, I don't know what that's all about, but we should probably go check it out. So then they got up from their lunch and they went and picked up some boxes. So yeah, that's going to be the big giveaway. next weekend is you get both of those. Not one, you get both. So if you are interested, if you are on the Discord, if it's okay with your mom, Razzie, drop your YouTube name in the giveaway channel, and you will be entered into the giveaway. Oh, she was definitely throwing elbows. All 10 tins, 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 all 10 tins. I think that was 10. Or it was some sort of number. Gonna ask Papa Jim right now? Do it. This is why Costco's dangerous. 30-pack of cookies and 2 Pokemon boxes of cards, right? In retrospect, Matthew, that was very dangerous. And that makes me even prouder of myself. Mom said no. Dang, I'm sorry, Razzie. Maybe next time. You asked your mom and she said, what? You want what? Why is it doing that? Elena, what's going on? Good to see you. It's a Dorito. That's what started the whole Taco Bell talk. Harry, good morning, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Harry, how is Miguel doing? Yes, big congrats on finally getting that beautiful Miguel. He's so fine. We got a sub goal today of 2030. You guys think we can hit 2030 today? You love objectifying your fictional men. It's the best. No one tapped your shoulder but your back. Welcome back, Jerry. That was Matthew's fault. He was supposed to let you know when it was safe to turn around and open your eyes and your mouth. Good morning, Hefty Dad. My favorite Pokemon's Poliwrath. Very close, Elena. It's Poliwhirl. What's your favorite Pokemon? Snorlax? I love Snorlax. That's a good Pokemon. Alright, we're kind of getting these Audino checks under control. It's not as chaotic and hectic as it was at the beginning of the stream. Into Baniri you go. Alright, good luck, Mighty Munchkin. Miles wants me to tell you that his favorite Pokemon is Pikachu, Eevee, and Dedenne. Those are good choices, Miles. You hurt your neck from the strenuous activity of reading comics yesterday. It made me realize your neck strength is pathetic and you need to start doing exercises. You do. Hectic, more like hefty-ick. Nice one. We got a nice little alternating system going on here now. Harry, how were you sitting when you were reading your comics? What do I prefer, Audino or Mega Audino? That's a good question. I think I actually prefer the Audino over the Mega Audino in this case. You took the last poll to answer. Last poll answer to mean I actually enjoy the shiny somewhat. That's fair. You can do that. You can do whatever you want, Harry. The rules don't apply to you. No clean table surfaces, so you're just sitting on the clean floor like a child. Nice. That's how I used to read a lot of comics. It's like it's about to conduct a Pokemon Symphony. I could see that. You can only learn 4 moves. How can they learn to play instruments? Ask Rillaboom. "41 shiny Audino." Oh no, Elena. So that's a good question. For anyone that's new here and wondering what we're doing, I was challenged by my good friend Shinies to try and get the shinies of all the Pokemon that have Mega Evolutions before Legends EA came out, or comes out. So there's currently 48 Pokemon that have Mega Evolutions. But that includes Deancey, and I can't really hunt for Deancey, so that's why this number says 47. So out of the 47 Pokemon that have Mega Evolutions, so far we've caught 41. I'm hoping to make Audino number 42. I just finished the last non-DLC shrine in Breath of the Wild, not your most powerful. Not only that, you got the 3 items that you can get as a reward for beating all 120 shrine in Breath of the Wild. Nice! Congrats, Tyler. You're having a fantastic birthday. Yeah, I just played for a couple hours last Sunday, I think. Basically, I got off of the Great Plateau and I've activated a couple of the map towers. That's about it that I've done so far. Oh, and I got a horse. I got a horse that I named Malobum. Because it's like a blue horse with a white bum. 47 of each. Get out of here, Matthew. You with your nonsense. I don't know what's up with that today. On the bottom switch, talking about not being able to access software. That's annoying me. It's annoying me like nothing's ever annoyed me before today. Oh my gosh, we have less than an hour. until we open up some Pokemon Pocket Packs, play Guess the Plush, and Guess the Marvel Superhero. I'm excited. Are you guys excited? I've never been more excited about anything in my entire life. Final Fantasy VII was released when it was released, and it was $49.99. I didn't remember that, but that kind of makes sense. $50 for a PlayStation game? Yeah, that sounds about right. Elena, I'm actually from the United States of America. He says as he loses 20 subscribers. They advertised that game that like crazy? Oh yeah, they definitely did. Knowing that, care to explain something. I would be happy to try, keeping in mind that I don't work in the video game industry, and I was, 17 at the time. I hope you guys shine today. Dr. Freak, thank you so much. I hope you do too. FF7 is so good, it really is. I actually didn't have it on PlayStation. I didn't have a PlayStation back in those days. I just had an N64, but I did get it for computer. I got it for PC, and I played the heck out of that. How in the heck are they charging 60 plus for 1/3 of the game in modern times? I don't know, Cheese. Are you actually looking for me to answer that question? Mewtwo, come back from the Minecraft movie. How was it? Did you enjoy it? Did it have all the chicken jockeys and Steves and other stuff that you wanted? But no, geez, like I remember being very excited. Oh my gosh, that sub count's up to 2028. What just happened? If that was you, let me know. We do have a sub count goal of 2030 today. When they announced they were going to do a remastered Final Fantasy VII a few years ago, I was very excited. And then I found out that they were releasing basically the first third of the game, which I played and enjoyed the heck out of, but I was like, man, I wish they would just give me the whole game. Steve's Lava Chicken, tasty as heck. Nice. Hassan, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Someone silly, you're going to see the Minecraft movie tomorrow. Nice. Yeah, I'm not going to defend that, Cheese. I personally was not thrilled about how they did that. Especially because they, when the first third came out, the PS4, the PS4 was like the main system. And then when the second part came out, PS5 was the main system. So like, it stunk. Favorite YouTuber? That would probably be Spartan and Pudgy. Didn't they charge 60 for each of some of the original FF7? The original FF7 just was one total release. It was one release for $50. Only real gripes about FF7 is that there's a side quest for everything and a plethora of status effects. Side quest for everything is one of the reasons I loved it. I hate when chicken jockey on your lava chicken. Oh yeah, that's the worst. No, it was just a 4-disc set. It was one release, but the game was so big for the technology at the time, it had to be released on 4 discs. I'm your favorite. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you, Elena. Oh, it's 3 discs, not 4? Was not. Were any of them 4 discs? Was 9 4 discs? 8 was 4 discs? Okay. I also got it on PC, like I said, not PlayStation, so I don't know if that makes a difference. I could have sworn it was 4 discs, but I believe you guys. You guys are smarter than me. I'm your favorite YouTuber. Well, that's a very kind thing for you to say, Elena. I appreciate that. 8 was 4? Okay. Yeah, I played 7 and 8 on PC, and then when 9 came out, I finally picked up a PS1 when the PS2 came out, basically. 9 was 4. Okay, that's probably what I'm thinking of. I think I still have 9 somewhere. I'm one of those weirdos that actually really loved 8. I really enjoyed 8. Not as much as 7, but I thought it was so much better than a lot of people gave it credit for. But that could be influenced by the fact that I was absolutely addicted to that mini game Triple Triad. You're gonna leave for now? Alright, someone silly. Well, thanks for popping in. Always a pleasure to see you. I hope you have a good day. Square One to release FF7 on the latest Nintendo console is forced to go with PS1 because it would require at least 11 discs. That's crazy. Thank you for the luck, someone silly. I think the PC version was released later on, Matthew. Not like way later, but I think probably at least a few months later. Because I remember my friend having Final Fantasy VII for the PlayStation. I thought it looked incredible, but I didn't have a PlayStation, so I was sad. But then I found out later on that they were releasing it for the PC, and I was very excited. So, I don't know if it was just a difference of a couple months or maybe upwards of a year. But yeah, like by the time I started playing Final Fantasy VII, everyone else already had. "11 discs is nuts." I did not see the Minecraft movie. I'm going to be completely honest. Um, the incident with the polar bear scarred me for life. And I'm a little scared about going to see the movie because I think it might bring back some PTSD. You went on a whole rant at work about how much the current FF7 release is such a scam. The whole thing still isn't released. I agree. I'm hoping that eventually, after all 3 parts are released, they do like some master version where they release the entire game. If I have the current system at that time, for how much I did enjoy the first part of the remaster, I would be willing to drop upwards of maybe like even like $120 to $150 to get the whole thing in one thing. Oh my gosh, it's a lovely fire bouquet. What is going on? So good to see you, my friend. It's been a while. How have you been? I am Steve. Did you see it, Ari? What is he, some kind of king? No, it's a legend. I am typically feeling left out of memes on the daily. I feel like after the Minecraft movie, it's going to be super extra for a while. You know they're going to DLC the final bosses because they're going to milk the money cow. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, if after everything's all done, I would be willing to spend a lot of money for the complete set. Shield or sword? Personally, I honestly I can't remember why. I think it might have been because of the Galarian Ponyta. I picked up shield first, so I guess I would say shield. I did pick up sword for like a year and a half later. Been ages really online, early-ish when you're live, late afternoon, evening lady. How you doing? Streaming going well? It has, Caitlin, and it's going even better now that you're here. You did see it, Ari. Okay. Yeah, I heard there was a tribute to Technoblade in the movie. That's good. I'm sure the community appreciated that. This is a crafting table. You didn't care for it, Matthew? It took me a little bit to get into it, but after a few hours, I was digging it. I'm typically more of a turn-based fighter when it comes to RPGs, so it did take me a little bit of time to get used to the to the mechanics, but I ended up enjoying it. I liked some of the additional content they added. Yeah, Elena. As I said, I guess I would prefer Shield more because that was the game that I picked up. I think because of Galarian Ponyta, and I played that exclusively for like a year until I picked up the second one or picked up Sword. Yeah, I remember when that happened, Tyler. Everybody was talking about that. Uh, your brother saw the Minecraft movie without knowing the techno tribute was in it, punched him in the gut mid movie. Oh my gosh. Big Cheese, you want to go see it? Alright, where the heck is this Audino? This is not one that I want to go over odds on. My plushes, you like the plushes in the background? I do have a lot. In fact, in about 40 minutes, we're gonna be playing Guess the Plush. Every stream, I pick out a plush, and today's plush I have sitting right here, right below the camera where you can't see it, and everyone tries to guess which plush it is. According to the TV, a warthog can run 30 miles an hour. However, you ain't never done seen a Pumbaa move that way, right? Yeah, we do guess the plush. We open up some pocket TCG packs. Today we're gonna be opening up 6. And then just because I want to, we also do guess the Marvel superhero. Warthogs are unironically terrifying. They are a scary animal in real life and in some video games. Oh my gosh, that sub count went up to 2029. We're only one sub away from hitting our sub goal of 2030. If that was you, please let me know. Grant Hall! It is! It is indeed me. Good to see you, buddy. Hippos, also scary. Breaking Final Fantasy VII into 3 parts is tragic but predictable. Seven's the most iconic, so of course they're gonna milk it. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I'll just wait the extra like 5 years or whatever, and hopefully they'll release like a master set of everything, and then I'll buy that. Domesticated pigs aren't ever actually domesticated. If one gets in the wild long enough, they'll get fur and tusks and get very aggressive. Interesting. I didn't know that. We need to let Kieran know that. His neighbors have pigs, and they are constantly escaping and running down the street. I've seen videos, and it cracks me up every time I see it. Oh no. Oh man, I missed that one. Ever seen a hippo chase down a boat? I have not. But that sounds scary. Started your hunt yesterday in the Brilliant Diamond Reversion 1 Shaman. Glitch worked. Hopefully you get it before you hit 60,000 total Shaman encounters. I hope you do, bud. Hold on, I gotta take that counter back down by 1 because I screwed that one up. Like a dum-dum. Oh yeah, cheese. He sent me a couple of videos for looking out his window as his neighbors chase the pigs down the street. It's hilarious. I watch it daily. Yes, cheese. Yeah, it's not that I hate Instagram, it's that I don't have an Instagram account. So it won't let me watch it because it keeps prompting me to log in. Typically, I can watch a TikTok pretty well. I just have to like X out of the login, and then I can rewatch it, or I can watch it, but it's usually muted, so I missed the first part of it. So then I have to like wait for it to start replaying. Oh my goodness gracious! Grant Hall with the $4.99. Excited for my first stream watching you. Hope you get the shiny Grant. I hope you get the Shaman. Thank you so much. Let's get some hype in the chat for Grant Hall. I appreciate that, buddy. Geez, I'm not signing up for social media solely to watch the Instagrams you send me once a week. I ain't doing it. Download TikTok, never create an account or logged in, and now you can easily see all the TikToks you're sent and wish to see. Ah, okay. Grant, that's a very good question, and I'm going to answer that as soon as I read Lovely Fire Bouquet's message. Pigs become feral and adjust the environment within like 6 months, but a lot of the wild characteristics like big tucks could take generations. Still fast in the grand scheme though. Oh my god, you know what? Kiro, you can wait a second. You know what, you crazy man, you can wait a second. Alright, so Grant, there are 47 huntable Pokemon that have Mega Evolutions. I'm trying to get a shiny of all 47 of those before Legends EA comes out. We're currently at 41. Hoping that Audino will be 42. Alright, now, Kiro, the crazy man, gifting 50 gifted memberships, going out to Joe, Baja Goblimir, Larry Larvesta, Joe, a tortured friend, Mr. Awesome, Snorlax Gamer, 8-Bit Emerald, Terry Washington, Evie Queen, Pokey TB, Rosa Fibriani, David Norris, Shining Blue, Lily, Squirtle Dude, Justin Bradley, AC, Cramorant Fan, Jordy, Jocelyn, Sensei Sfiel, PC Brian, Kieran, Nice, Shiny Cornholio, Coles, Hack Attack, Brain on the Go, Experiment, Doc Phil, Duck Duck Derek, Aurelius, Kurt 4A, Nice, Gage Perez, Sasuke, Nick Follett, McCormick, Fresh Cup of Joel, Aomash, Sinnoh, Gnarly Thor, King Braidstar. I think that's it. My goodness. Whew. Nope, still going. Alex, Peeking Up Gamer, Shiny Hunter, CeeLo, Eevee Knight, Noodle K, Jared King, Kira Mist, Jaden, Jazz. Please be the end. Okay. That's the end. Whew. Just happened to pop in that moment. What's going on, Larry? How you doing? Can we get some more hype for Kiro? That's incredible, Kiro. Thank you so much. I just want to see a whole bunch of emojis, and if you got gifted membership by Kiro, please make sure that you tell him thank you. What a nice guy. And Brandon on the go, good morning, buddy. How are you? No, stupid. Why is my controller disconnecting? Well, that one got screwed up again. I don't even care about updating the counter. Numbers are made up anyway. What a delight. You don't want to be awake right now, but you can't sleep? Dang. Thankfully, I don't have a super loud Memby sound right now, right? I was thinking about changing it, actually. I was thinking about that the other day, about putting a new Memby sound in there. I have one in mind, but I don't know how annoying it would be when Kiro comes in and acts a fool. Regirock Anime Cry? No way, not doing that. Welcome, new channel member. Welcome, new channel member. Welcome, new channel member. Doesn't have a super loud member sound because he doesn't want to wake us up. That's right. As everyone knows, the hefty streams are where you want to go if you want uninterrupted sleep. Zebras are just silver horses, right? Should be someone say noise? Noise! Just rewatched Lucaria and the Mystery of Mew a couple nights ago, and the Pidgeot still says Pidgeotto? No way. Does it really? Ari, that's just embarrassing for them. 7 years later, that's crazy. What is going on with the bottom switch today? Zebras are horses with grill marks. Wow. There's no quiet version of the Reggie Rock anime cry. I believe that. And that sub count is now at 2030. We have reached our sub goal of the day. If that was you that just subbed, please let me know so I can thank you proper like. Who done grilled the horses? Who done it? Leopard tried to sneak out of his enclosure by pretending to be a zebra, but he was spotted. Ayo! I like that. That's a good one. James, the cat boy. What's going on, bud? Good to see you. I also see that we have 27 likes. That means that we need a new like goal. If someone wants to pin, or if someone wants to give me like a like goal of, let's say, 35, I'll pin you up. Grueling Gold. I have not heard of that ROM hack. Tell me about it, James. Well, what's got you frustrated? Guzzlers can be fun though. Just a big ol' scream. Thank you, Brandon. Brandon coming in as the first one in the chat. Yeah, Grueling Gold. Sounds like it would be a grueling game. Monograss run, this Wonder Egg you're resync keeps giving you water types. Well, what even the heck is going on there? Oh, it's a fan game. Gotcha. Radical Red with Johto. Okay. Is it made by the same people? Is it like actually like, I don't know what the right term would be. I want to say sequel. Nope. Okay. How come Radio Shacks are never in Shacks? Originally they were. Jeez. Back when Radio Shack first started out, they would be in little shacks that we had to walk through the village to get to and go into. I mean, whoever was alive back then had to do. Phantom Bass. That's a pretty cool name. I like that. Unless he's a fish and it's Phantom Bass. I lived in a village. No, I mean the older people that were alive back then. Not me. Definitely not me. It was a real trek just to get some double A's, right? Finally a grass type. Nice. What grass type did it end up being? Froakie probably. Aw, poor guy. Not even here to cry. Village to mean a small town. That's right. Anne-Marie, good morning, my friend. How are you? Anne-Marie, I know you are new to the whole Discord situation. Have you joined my Discord yet? Background music, no moss. No, it's just quiet right now. It'll pick back up. There we go. You can probably hear it now. Yeah, I just had a quiet start to the song. Because Anne Marie, I know that you have not been able to take part in you've not been able to take part in the giveaways in the past, but now that you are on Discord, you can take part. Next Saturday, for Anne Marie and anybody else that recently joined the stream, next Saturday will be my 3-year stream anniversary. We're going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to be streaming a little bit of a longer stream. Not anything crazy, you know, I'm still not wanting to do like 12 hours or something. But we will be having a lot of fun, and including a giveaway. Anne Marie and anyone else that recently joined, here's what we're giving away. Not one Costco exclusive Scarlet and Violet 151 box, but 2 Costco Scarlet 151 boxes. Both of these will be going to one winner, so you get all 10 tins. All 10 tins. If you are interested in possibly winning that, make sure you're part of the Discord. Put your YouTube name in the giveaway channel. And make sure that you and or your parents feel comfortable with giving me your address if you win it. Ari, thank you for being so kind and generous. 24-hour stream when? It will have to be during some time that I have like a week off of work. Do 24 hours and dye your hair pink? No. I would rather peer pressure other people into dyeing their hair pink. You've joined. Well, welcome to the Polywag party. Welcome to the Discord party. Amory is good people, and it's honestly hurt me. It's hurt me the last couple of years. Amory has not been able to participate in the giveaways. Did I give away the stuff? Hefty Dad, we're going to be giving it away next Saturday for the 3-year stream anniversary. John Strecker, good morning. You're just stubborn about the Discord thing. You don't check it often. That's fair, Amory. Like, I'll be honest. I use Discord as a way to talk to certain people, like regularly, like texting to them. But as far as getting on Discord servers and going into the channels and stuff, I don't do a lot of that either. I basically use it as like an instant message app for some people. John Strecker, you were the first one to ask that question. That shows how much of a real fan of the Hefty channel you are. Yeah, so guys, last weekend I did say that today we would be doing the Mawile hunt in Ultra Sun. We'd be doing SOS hunt. However, what are the chances of winning if you sign up? I'll have to bust out the calculator later on and figure out your odds, Hefty Dad. So yeah, here's why we're not doing SOS Mawile today. How do I put this? Shiny's underestimated how dumb I am, and I overestimated how dumb Shiny's thought I was. Basically, Shiny's was like, oh, just watch this video. It'll show you exactly how to do what you need to do. And I said, okay. So I waited until last night to watch the video. And then I DM'd him while he's hanging out with his family. And I'm like, this is not working for me. And he tried to give me some quick troubleshooting advice via text and voice chat. And basically, we both realized it just wasn't going to happen. So we're going to try and do it almost more fitting. Try and do it for next week's stream anniversary. Anne-Marie, just put Anne-Marie in as your YouTube name, yeah. That way, next week when we do the drawing, like, I'll know who people are. Because sometimes people have different names. And so I'll be like, oh, Jacob Heimerschmidt won, whoever that is. And then Aries sitting here crying, like, what do you mean whoever that is? It's me. Hero, your Audi listens to Taylor Swift on repeat. What got me into streaming? Honestly, Brandon, back in 2020, I started shiny hunting, and I was watching a lot of YouTube videos about it. And then I started watching YouTube live streams about it. And I thought this is really neat. I wish I could. I wish I could stream. I think it'd be fun to stream. And then one day, I just kind of asked myself, like, well, what's stopping me? And I realized it was like a $20 capture card from Amazon. And so I got that. And then I said, all right, now I'm ready to stream. And I did my first stream. And then I realized, oh, that's not the only thing that's stopping me. Also having good computers stopping me. And then I talked to Hefty Dad about it. Hefty Dad's big into computers and electronics. And he was nice enough to help me out with getting a gaming computer that could handle streaming. And then that's it. That's the story. Love yapping at you. Sorry, Ari. I went off on a little tangent. I love yapping at you, Hefty. I always get so excited when something new happens for me, so I can talk to you about it. I appreciate that. Hefty Dad's pulling for Ari to win this one, but Ari's not entering. I think it'll be still on the way in the mail. You live in Honduras. Hefty Dad will deliver it in person. That's very sweet. Can't believe anyone listens to Taylor Swift. Hefty Dad's a huge Swiftie. Hefty Dad watched the Taylor Swift concert on Disney Plus like 5 times. There you go, Mighty Munchkin. 33, good chain. That's right, Lovely Fire. LFB, Caitlin. Strawberry cheesecake. I love strawberry cheesecake. Oh, I'm sorry, 6 times. Hefty Dad's watched her 6 times. Shiny Cornholio, what's going on, bud? Good to see you. Six. Shout out to 6. That's right. 6 is Aries' favorite number. I think Ari likes 6 because 7, 8, 9, and 6 are just like off on the side watching the whole thing. Just like not even part of it, but just like an observer. Like, I don't want to be a part of this story, but I want to watch it unfold. Solid favorite number, right? It just got cute vibes. Divisible by 2 and 3, pretty even number, better than 5. Exactly. A little circle with the tail. Blankets out of the dryer, just wonderful. They sure are. So here's a funny little story about Hefty Mom that I will share that I hope doesn't embarrass her. I don't think it will. So, I was talking to Hefty Mom last, I think it was Monday. And she's like, oh, so what'd you get up to yesterday? And I mentioned that I washed my bed linens. And she said, so are you like me? Do you like putting the bed linens right back on the bed as soon as they come out of the dryer? And I said, well, I kind of have to. I only have one set of bed linens. And she said, what? And I said, yeah, when I bought the house and you came up to help me move, you threw out all my other bed linens. So I only had the one set. And she said, oh no. And then yesterday, she's like, oh, by the way, I sent you a new set of bed linens. 3 is the magic number. That is true. But not the cutest number. What size is my bed? What a personal question to ask, jeez. Um, it's a full. I'm pretty sure it's a full. Your mom would have said, no, I didn't. Yeah, it's a full. It's a full. It's just me. No point in having a queen. Although I would love to stretch out on a queen. Your mom's coming in June to visit again in Italy. Take her up to Florence. Very nice. That's another place. That's another place I've been to, Kiro. I remember a few weeks ago I was telling you about all the places in Italy I visited when we lived in Germany, and I forgot about that. Florence was another one that we went to. Florence was nice. I do not have a dog. I did have a dog when I was growing up as a kid, but no, not since I went to college. After I graduated college, all the apartments that I lived in did not allow pets. And honestly, now that I have my own place, I've gotten used to not having animal hair on everything. Favorite dog breed? I don't know. I only ever grew up with two dogs. The first dog, sadly passed away when I was in, I believe, third grade, so I don't remember too much about that dog. But the second dog we had was like my best bud for, gosh, 15 years. And she was part Irish Wolfhound and part Terrier. So whenever I think of a dog, I think of that, which is kind of a unique mix to begin with. Get a queen size bed and share it with a big old Great Dane. That is something I could do. That is always an option. They would walk me, that's for sure. That sounds like an amazing mix. You admire Irish Wolfhounds a lot. She was a sweet dog. If I ever do decide to get a dog, though, the nice thing is that the previous owner had a dog. Hopefully the terrier was the dad. I think so, Ari. The backyard has a fenced-in area. Like, the first part of the backyard is fenced in because the previous owner had a dog. So if I were to ever get a dog, that'd be nice. I could just let the dog, like, hang out in the backyard without having to worry. Do I even know anyone from Denmark? That's a good question. I don't. I don't think I do. I don't think I... Do I? Do we have anyone here from Denmark? Where's Mino from? I think Mino's from the Netherlands. Posted some stuff to the Discord. Sweet. You hear they're all great? Those Great Danes. Exactly. Old Nintendo dude. I'm doing fantastic. How are you? Of course I get it. My gosh. You act like I'm not even your son. Number 35? What? Tired but well. Kieran, thank you for coming out of the lurks. Kieran, I almost DM'd you yesterday, but I figured it'd be better coming straight from me talking as opposed to trying to DM you. I had a joke at your expense in Chem stream yesterday, Kieran. I thought it was pretty funny. I was proud of it, so I want to tell you about it. So we were talking. I don't know why. Sometimes conversations in Chem streams get kind of weird. We were talking about retirement savings and everything, and life expectancy, and wills. And I said that I recently rewrote my will. I'm leaving all my comic books to Jerry. I'm leaving all my Pokemon stuff to Matthew, and I'm leaving all my debt to Kieran. So I want to let you know that you are included in my will now. The plushies to Kim's kids, yes. Cats probably love your queen bed more than you. They love cuddles, though. That's adorable. And I didn't think about it yesterday, Anne-Marie, but I think I'm going to leave all my movies to Kim, too. You bet that was a nice, cohesive civil discussion between working adults. It actually was pretty normal, if not if not morbid and depressing. You literally drew no straw. You actually owe a straw, Kieran. Jerry and Matthew drew straws. You owe a straw. Yeah, no, yeah, okay, yeah. I couldn't tell if you were being sarcastic or not, Ari, but yeah, it was pretty grown up, just kind of depressing for a Pokemon stream. Kieran's gonna be crushed and dead. His poor child gonna be dead out of the gate. My goodness. The Pokemon games, as of right now, Matthew gets them. But I can be bribed. Ari, you want the plushes? We could probably work something out. Big Cheese, you get 2 straws. No, but the most depressing fact yesterday in that discussion was I didn't realize in the U.S. right now, retirement age is like 67. Average life expectancy for a male in the U.S. is 74. So on average, I will live for 7 years after I retire. Pastaway. I love Pastaway. That's a great street. Any fun projects in the works? Yes. Hopefully by next Sunday or next Saturday, during the 3-year anniversary, we'll finally be able to start streaming from the 3DS. After we finish this 47, this challenge, if we have enough time before ZA comes out, I would like to do some things on 3DS. Might do a shiny badge quest in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, or a shiny Nuzlocke. I would also like to do, at some point, a regular playthrough of White 2, because I've never played it. Did I run that one? All my coworkers are all probably going to work till we die at this rate, right? Okay, Kira, you got it. You got it. You bought 50 freaking gifted memberships today. I think I can send you the $16 plush. I've never successfully done a Nuzlocke on my own. I've started quite a few, and then I've gotten bored. I've never done a shiny badge quest. I feel like we could do that in. I feel like we could do that in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon pretty easily. When I say easily, I mean funnily. Like, not funnily, like, not like it's funny, but like in a fun way. Just because I love that game so much. The only trick is that, first off, there's no badges in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, so I guess shiny badge quest isn't the right term for that. I think there's only one adrenaline orb that you can find in the wild before you beat the fire totem, at which point you can buy adrenaline orbs. Yeah, the starter resets are terrible. That is true. Shiny Nuzlocke badge quest. That's going to be a rough one. Which version has quicker resets? Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, or Sun and Moon? I need recycle mons early. That's a good question, Razzie. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into it. Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon has faster resets? Okay. We might... Wait, how long are resets in Black 2, White 2? Ricky's going to talk to his family about temporarily hiring you in the family business for some extra money. Nice! I hope that does work out, Ari. Clerical stuff without talking to strangers? That sounds like a dream. This job would be great if it wasn't for the customers. I see we have 35 likes on the stream. That means we need a new like goal. Someone wants to drop a like goal of 45. I'll pin that up. Black and White might have faster starter resets. But I played Black and White. I haven't played Black 2, White 2. Are Black 2, White 2 resets faster or slower than Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon resets? Hiring an accountant to help clear some future debt. There you go. I have to go into your party and check if they're shiny. But, like, can I save right before I pick? Like, am I still able to, like, start the game, pick the Pokemon, here you go, have fun, and then check in the party? Oh, Mighty Munchkin. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the like goal. I don't know how I missed that, Mighty Munchkin. You'll pay in goodwill. You love thiefing. I watched New Captain America last night. It was alright. Harrison Ford definitely phoned it in. Yeah, it was alright. I think alright is a good way to put it. I didn't think it was a fantastic movie, but I also didn't think it was nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was decent. But yeah, I mean, I like Harrison Ford a lot, and I understand that, was it John Hurt or William Hurt? Mr. Hurt died, who previously played Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. So I understand that they need to replace his character. But I felt like by replacing him with Harrison Ford, it drew too much attention to the fact that they recasted. And as a comic nerd, I don't really understand why they felt the need to make Thunderbolt Ross the president. But it was decent. It was a decent movie. I thought Anthony Mackie did a good job as lead actor. I'm glad that it tied up a bunch of loose ends from the Incredible Hulk movie. Thrifting. Okay, gotcha. Thrifting. Ultra Moon is about 2 minutes. Black 2 White 2 is like 15, 30 seconds. Something. Okay. So, in that case, I think maybe what we'll do, even though Black 2 White 2 has worse odds, I think what we'll do is... You know what? No. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to Nuzlocke Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. We're going to Shiny Badge Quest X and Y. No, we're going to... No. We're going to Shiny Badge Quest Oris. And we're going to do a regular playthrough of White 2. That's what we're going to do. That's the plan. Nuzlocke, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and yes, I'm aware of the Ultra Nihilego. We're going to Shiny Badge Quest, Oris, and we're going to do a regular playthrough on White 2. Send me something on Discord. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. You got it. Okay, I'm gonna have to take a look at that later, old Nintendo dude. I see it. It's gonna take me a while to understand what it is I'm looking at. But yes, I will take a look at that after stream. Thank God we caught it. Promotion for the movie didn't do it any favors. We prefer they kept Red Hulk under wraps and stuff. Yeah, Skrill, but when I found out that Red Hulk doesn't even appear until towards the end of the movie, I took that as a very bad sign. I said, if they are focusing all their marketing on the last half hour of the movie, that's not a good sign for the movie. I thought that was a very bizarre decision that was made that was probably done to their detriment. All right, we're going to take this up to 500, and then I'm going to go on a quick break. When I come back, we're going to open up some Pocket Packs, we're going to play Guess the Plush, and we're going to play Guess the Marvel Superhero. Illusion Battalion Studio, what's going on? So, Ari, when you say that thrift shopping doesn't exist there, like you guys don't have any like secondhand stores or anything like that? Tired but vibin'. I like that. Interesting. No secondhand stores. Kieran, you got some good cards in this set? Lucky. I did get a second full art Giratina EX yesterday, which was neat, but I still only have the one shiny. You have one gold Pokeball, and that's pretty much it. I still don't have any gold cards. Oh, I did finally get the full art Wigglytuff yesterday, too. I was super excited about that. Got some good stuff at your local Goodwill. Hefty Mom loves going to the Goodwills and the Salvation Armies and everything and buying out every single Barbie doll that they have. The cursed but cute tough. I like it. That's become a chase for you, seeing as that deck is the entire meta now. Is it? I think I have that deck done, technically. I don't know. I'll have to look at it. I said I was going to stop at 500, and we just went to 501. All right. And not shiny. Okay, I will be back in a few minutes. Please stick around, chit-chat. Please don't make too much fun of me while I'm gone. Just, you know, an appropriate amount of fun. And while I'm gone, Kieran's in charge. Be back in a few minutes. I don't know if there's a word for this, but the closest thing we have to thrift stores is like a chain that sells bulk, unsold product from big box stores in the States, like several years after manufacturing. Bought some Halloween-themed window stickies there 2 years ago. They were made in 2008. New, never open. Almost old enough to vote. That's crazy. Okay, you guys ready to open up some packs? Thank you, John Streckard. Let's open up some packs. We're going to open up 6 packs today. Cloth, Zilla, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's see if we can get a second shiny, or an immersive, or a gold card. It would be my luck that my first gold card ever is the gold Pokeball. Alright, here we go. Do a spin for luck. Just woke up? Well, good morning to you. 6 emojis for each pack. I like it, Airy. Alright, let's see what we got here. We got Buizel, Bidoof, Team Rocket Grunt, and Tinkatuff. Alright, nothing there. It's such a good card, though. Is it really? Isn't it just like a regular Pokeball, or do you mean like it looks good? I don't even know what it looks like. First dream of mine, a new house? Cloth, did you move? All right, here we go. Card 2. You moved. Well, congratulations on the move. Charmander. Abra. Riolu. Tatsugiri. Yum. Tatsugiri. Less yum. All the gold cards are good. Looking versions of other cards. Pokeball can be in every single deck, though. Yeah, that's true. That's a very good point. I didn't think about that. Doesn't matter what the meta is. Doesn't matter what you're playing. You can use that gold card. All right, here we go. We got 4 packs left. I did not think of it that way, Razzie. That's why you're so smart. You have 1 gold card. It's Mew. I haven't gotten any gold cards yet. We got Hitmonlee, Magmar, Hitmonchan, Floatzel, and... Ooh, buddy, I'm excited about that one. It's my first Tinkaton, too. I don't have the regular Tinkaton, but I got that. I like that. That's a good one. Flip a coin. If heads, attack does 80 more damage. Ooh, up to 160 damage. Nice. I like that. I like that one a lot. Ralph, what's going on? Good to see you. I did get the full art Palmot from the promo packs yesterday. That was the last one I needed from the promo packs. All right, we got 1 hit. Can we get another? Yeah, it is pretty adorable. I like that card. Here we go. Whole Evelyn 1 card 2 is cute. Yeah, I do like that it has all 3 of them in the picture. All right, here we go. Let's get something. We got Tinkatink, Spiritomb, Charmander, Voltorb, and Grafaiai. Not the coolest card, but I'm excited because I like Grafaiai, and as you can see, that's a new one for me. So that's good. I'm happy about that. It's always a good feeling to get a new card. Funny how I didn't get anything in my 2 free packs, but the I'm getting stuff in the packs I spend hourglasses on. You got that as a full art before the regular? Razzie, do you have the full art Tinkaton? Pokestar, I am doing well. How you doing? Full art is fart to you? I get that. Charmeleon, Pommy, Pinsir, Abra, and Iono. You have one of each Tinkaton EX. You are a lucky boy. Alright, last pack luck. Let's get some last pack luck in the chat. Careless Whispers or Hotel California? Hotel California. Iono is a funny streamer. She is indeed a streamer. Thank you, Kiro. Alright, here we go. We got Eradicate. Razzie, exactly. Exactly. If you go back and listen, I said Charmeleon, and then I almost screwed up saying Pommy, and it was because I wanted to say Wartortle. Charmeleon, Wartortle, Mewtwo, Tentacruel, Aerodactyl, Omanite, Slowpoke, Pidgeot, Arbok. That's all, folks. Vidoof, Red, Pinsir, and Cyclizar. All right. Well, we got 2 hits. We got 2 hits as far as I'm concerned. We got that beautiful full art Tinkaton, and I got the Grafaiai that I needed. So I'm happy with that. Today's a good day. I'm hungry. My stomach just started growling hardcore. Ooh, wait a second. Wait a second. Level up. That means we get 1 more pack. The way he says Pidgeot so clipped makes me think something else should come after it. It's so awkward. Charmeleon, Wartortle, Mewtwo, Tentacruel, Aerodactyl, Omanite, Slowpoke, Pidgeot, Arbok. Yeah. I get that. Pidgeot, Arbok. Repack. Here we go. What does Worf say about good days? Probably something in Klingon. Found 2 shiny Bidoof. Congratulations. Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. Rattata. Sprigatito. Drifloon. Whoa! 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 Yeah, Ari, right after it says Arbok, it does feel cut off. Pidgeot, Arbok, that's all, folks. Look at that, I finally got it. I can join the shiny Lucario gang. And we still got 1 more card. Ah! It's the Tinkaton EX. What a day. What a day indeed. Look at that. Look at that pack. I was not holding out hope after seeing the Rattata and the Sprigatito and the Drifloon, but double dang. Thank you, Level Up. Beautiful. I'm missing 5 cards from the base set now. That's awesome. I'm only missing 5 cards from the base set, including the Charizard and the Beedrill. So proud. Thank you, Mom. It's so nice when your mom's proud of you for pulling a shiny digital Pokemon card on a free-to-play app. There's 150 or more to see. To be a Pokemon master is my destiny. You know, I've only pulled 2 shinies, and both of them I got while streaming with you guys. Maybe I should just not open any packs unless I'm streaming. Alright, let's switch on back. Okay. Oh my goodness gracious, that sub count is now up to 2,031. We are crushing our sub goal for the day. John, it's going to happen. And good luck, Clothzilla. I hope you get shiny. Maybe you should stream daily. Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe I should just stop working and stream. Revavroom, Kakuna, Beedrill, Lucario. Nice, Airy. Okay, it is time for Guess the More Than Deserved. You saying that I don't deserve that? That's more than I deserve? Thanks, Jerry. It's time for Guess the Plush. This is the part of the stream where you guess the plush. Right, Razzie? Zarude, not Zarude. Not Magby. Not Ghastly, not Ray Ray. Not Rattata. What would you call a fusion between Rattata and Stakataka? Not Meloetta. Thank you for filling in for Nabil. Not Tinkaton. Can I have Jerry's Comics now? Maybe. Not Catherine. Not Raticate. Not Caterpie. Not Regidrago. Not Audino. Not Ratataka. I like that. Not Murkrow. Not Zygarde. Not Ratastaka. Also like that. Not Riolu. Not Pikachu. Not Alphamon, not Audino, not Bulbasaur, not Chikorita. Call any Manhattan building. I like that, Razzie. That's clever. Not Leafeon, not Toturi, not Arbok, not Pikachu, not Trapinch, not Wartortle, not Glaceon, not Crocomon, not Charmeleon, not Zing. All right. This is a dragon-type Pokemon. Dragon, Airy. It's a dragon. Manhattan punching the air right now, right? Not Dragonair, not Dratini, not Dragonair, not Dragonite, not Dragonair, not Silvally Dragon. But Anne-Marie is correct. It is, in fact, Dratini. I think this is, no, I got this one, actually. I bought this one at Target last Christmas. I was getting a, Secret Santa gift for my Secret Santa at work, and I saw that, and it was on sale, and I said, gimme. Yep, Mighty Munchkin, you got it as well. Good job, Mighty Munchkin. Good job, Anne-Marie. All right, now it's time for Guess the Marvel Superhero. It is not Hawkeye. It is not Deadpool. It is not Dratini. Lord of the Mountain and Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom is in the game as a tribute to one of the developers. I did not know that, Tyler. That's interesting to know. Not Magic, not Hulk. Storm is a hero, but that's not the answer. It's not Blade. It's not Iron Man. It's not Spider-Man. It's not Spider-Man 2099. It's not Red Hulk. It's not X-Men. It's not Spider-Man. It's not Gambit, please, please, please. It's not Captain Marvel. Not Silver Surfer. Not Daredevil. These are all fantastic guesses, by the way. Not Cyclops. Not Ant-Man. Not Captain America. Not Wolverine. Almost any of these could be an answer. We haven't hit it yet, though. Not Scarlet Witch, not Fantastic Four, not Wolverine, not Namor, not Iron Man, not Cloak and Dagger. Oh man, oh man, I want them to come out with Cloak and Dagger Epic Collections. Not Jeff the Shark, not Captain America, not Hulk, not Professor X, not Thor, not Emma Frost. I need to go back and check to make sure that Aerie did not say another name. Not Thunderballs. Thunderball's a villain anyway. Aerie did not say this name yet. Not Ultron. Not Doctor Strange. What gen is it? Gen Modern. Not Dark Phoenix. Aerie with the correct answer. It is, in fact, Spider-Gwen, aka Ghost Spider. Look at her there. Look at her. She's 3 people. One smaller than the other, which is smaller than the other. They're all wearing different clothes for some reason. It is Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider. Here she is wearing her Mary Jane shirt, which is the band that she's in. She's the drummer. This has all the Spider-Gwen comics from 2014 to 2016. That has both of her original miniseries. Her suit is very cool. It's probably one of the coolest designs in 20 plus years. Let's see here. Let's take a look at it. Let's get a good look at that costume. So there she is drumming. Here's some good shots. Here's some good shots of it. Look at that. Such a cool costume. John Strucker, have a great rest of your day, buddy. Always loved her design. It's the colors for me. It's such a great color composition that I never would have thought of. White, purple, and a very light blue. It works so well together. Sometimes the purple can be a little bit pinker. I want to show you the skins of Marvel Rivals, but I don't want you to think... No. Look, Razzie, look, I think Marvel Rivals is super cool. It's not my gameplay style, but I'm really happy the game's doing very well. I like watching people play it. Please send me stuff. Last minute thing, Lord of the Mountain's name was Satori. I feel it's related to the developer's name. Not 100% sure about the developer's name being related to the name Satori. Okay, no, Tyler, I didn't know that. That's some good fun facts right there. Miguel came with a little Lila. You should make a little Lila, Aerie. Everyone should make a little Lila. You guys have obviously been doing your homework, though. I saw some names that were being guessed that I was not expecting to see. You guys have been doing your homework. Of course, 75% of that could have just been reading off the roster of Marvel Rivals. Ephemeral staticky effect would be difficult. Well, you know, with that attitude. Namor's in Rivals now? Nice. Namor the Submariner, very first Marvel superhero, appeared in Marvel Comics #1 back in 1939. There was also a second story in there that featured the Human Torch, not Johnny Storm, but an earlier version. The Human Torch is actually an android. And later on, it was revealed that Namor is, in fact, the very first mutant, as in the X-Men. X-Men are all mutants, or mostly mutants, and Namor was retroactively made the first mutant. You love my brain? Thank you. I'm a fan of it myself. Namor was day one? Really? I did not know that. Do people play as Namor? Yuppo! Oh, you're talking about Aerie. Aerie's brain is amazing. That's true too. Kelsey Grammer, yeah, Scrobo, I did. I was very surprised how many of the original X-Men were announced to be in uh, Avengers Doomsday. I'm very happy about James Marsden. Cyclops has always been my favorite X-Man. I feel like he's so underutilized and underappreciated in pop culture. So the fact that my brain. Oh, okay, thank you. So I'm really happy they're bringing back James Marsden. I thought he did a good job too. But yeah, they treated my boy Cyclops very dirty in X-Men: The Last Stand. So I'm happy he's coming back. Um, yeah, pretty excited. Um, yeah, Scrobo, I think it was very telling how many big names were not announced in that casting, and I have to figure it was definitely on purpose. And Jackman, Reynolds, Holland, Cumberbatch, none of them were mentioned. I try and use them now. We got a buff when teamed up with Hulk, where his fish friends get gamma rays and do a ton of damage. I love that. All the characters get a lot of playtime, a lot of rivals challenges weekly, monthly for events. Encourage players to utilize a lot of different characters. Good. My rarest, most valuable comic. That's a good question, Sir Ralph. I have a few. I have the first Punisher. I have the first Blade. I have Fantastic Four 48 through 50, which is like the introduction of like the Silver Surfer and Galactus. I had the first Black Panther. I also, by the way, had the first Miles Morales and the first Spider-Gwen. Marvel Universe, when good people have powers, yay. Marvel Universe, when those people were born with those powers, blah. Exactly. How hypocritical is that? If I was a mutant, I would just be like, oh no, I'm not a mutant. I just swam in some toxic sludge or something, I guess. And then everyone would be like, oh, okay, you're neat then. Wesley Snipes looked very young in that comic, and he had an afro. That's not even a joke. When Blade first appeared, he had an afro. And wore a green jacket. Sucks that Disney seemingly doesn't know what to do with Blade at this point. Just bring back Wesley Snipes. Yeah, I don't know what the heck's going on with that movie. It's been in development heck for like 5 years. I mean, they even teased at the end of Eternals. And they teased Black Knight. I actually wanted to see, Jon Snow do stuff as Black Knight. Too inappropriate. I respect your self-censorship there, Ari. Has anyone ever actually flipped a bird? And I mean, like, literally, like, had a bird, like, sitting on, like, I don't know, a little seesaw, and just smacked the other end of the seesaw real hard so that the bird flipped? Is that a thing? Do people do that? Yeah, Blade and Gambit, release them. They should. I want to see someone flip a bird. Probably with the recent small animal flipping meme, which makes you really sad and upset. Well, I'm glad I haven't seen that. Because that sounds like it would make me sad and upset too. Don't flip small animals, people. Remember, consent is key. You only see the ones that end successfully. That's the scary part. Oh my gosh. I shouldn't laugh at that, but that is so true for just everything on the internet in general. You know what I mean? Like, when you see all these people doing these amazing things, and it's like, well, yeah, you're only seeing the successful version of that. Glad Cyclops got redemption, X-Men 97. Yes, yes. There were some parts in the original animated series where I thought they did a decent job with him, but overall, like Cyclops has for too long just been played as Wolverine's foil. Like Cyclops is just so cool. Like Captain freaking America himself has told Cyclops on multiple occasions that he is a genius tactician. Um, that is high praise right there. You've picked up a bird but not flipped one. Kiro, don't be flipping birds. Just pick them up if you have consent, pet them nicely, put them down, and wish them a happy day. I'm watching you, Kieran. If I hear about you flipping birds, you and I are going to have words. You moved the baby bird back to the nest. That was very nice of you. Did you wear gloves? Cyclops Marine Phoenix? Yeah, I got that one. Yep. Yep, X-Men 30 came out in 93? Bird is the word. Oh, I didn't show you guys the cool spine art too. So here, with the Spider-Gwen, on the side here, it says Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider. It says Edge of Spider-Verse, and then look at this cool little Spider-Gwen down there at the bottom. How cool is that? I think that looks pretty neat. And if someone tells you Mama Bird rejects a baby if you touch it, that's a lie. She looks relieved. Oh, okay, good. I thought that was a thing. I'm glad to know that's not true. Thank you. How many resets for Kangaskhan? It was, I want to say it was 2,700 or so. It was just under double odds. I want to say 2,711. Uncanny X-Men. Well, at the time that Cyclops and Jean Grey got married, there were two X-Men comics out. There was Uncanny X-Men and X-Men, and the proposal happened in Uncanny X-Men 308, and the bachelor party happened in Uncanny X-Men 310. But then the marriage happened in X-Men 30. You know what, Matthew? Now listening to Kiro, Matthew, and Ari, that does make a lot of sense. It'd be an evolutionary flop if parents rejected their offspring simply for smelling like a different animal. Sounds like something parents would fabricate so they don't take in a wild animal. You guys make a lot of sense. Love you some Uncanny X-Men. What's going on, Zen? Good to see you. Genuine question, how do I go about reading the X-Men comics? Oh, Jerry. Oh, Jerry. That's a fantastic question. One that you and I can get real in-depth via DMs. But the short answer is, and Zen can back me up on this, there's really kind of like two X-Men, right? There's the original X-Men from 1963 to 1974, and then there's the post-Giant-Size X-Men #1, aka the all-new, all-different X-Men. And they're related but kind of separate. What I mean by that was, when X-Men started back in 1963, you had the original 5 X-Men. You had Cyclops, Angel, Beast, Iceman, and Jean Grey, who was known as Marvel Girl at the time, led by Professor X. And that comic ran from 63 until like 71, 72. And then basically it got virtually canceled due to lack of interest. They did continue to print X-Men comics, but they were repeats or reprints of earlier issues. And then in 1975, a guy named Chris Claremont came along and revitalized the entire X-Men universe, the entire franchise, and ended up leading it to become Marvel's best-selling comic. At one point, even selling more than Amazing Spider-Man. So, I've read probably about half of the original run from 63 to 72. And it's neat seeing like their first appearances, seeing them fight Magneto for the first time, seeing them fight the Blob or the Sentinels, introduction of like Havoc and Polaris, but they're not great comics. They're not very original with the plots. It's a lot. Magneto and the Brotherhood of Mutants in the original X-Men comics are basically their version of Jesse and James. They just always show up, cause trouble, the X-Men beat them, wash, rinse, repeat. So I would recommend probably reading the first, 10 issues or so of the original X-Men to get a feel for it. And then I would jump straight into the Claremont era, which is also called Second Genesis, which started with Giant Size X-Men #1, and then took over the X-Men comics starting with issue 94. Thankfully, those are reprinted out the wahoo, or wazoo. You can easily get those in reprints pretty cheap. I can send you links and stuff if you're genuinely interested. Another thing you can do, because I know like my friend Zen here does this, is if you have a subscription to Marvel Unlimited, it's basically like a streaming service, but for comic books. You pay a monthly fee, and you can read like all the Marvel comics you want. My opinion on Todd McFarlane, I think he's a great artist. I started reading comics in the era where him and some other artists were like rock stars. I started reading comics when he was finishing up his Spider-Man run, and before he went off to found Image Comics with some other guys and create Spawn. I think he's very talented as an artist. I think compared to those other guys, he actually has some good writing chops. I think he's a little full of himself. Like, you can be very talented and be, like, maintain a little bit of humility. I think Todd comes across a little cocky. But no, Jerry, I'll give you more specifics about what you need to do or where you need to look, and it's going to be a lot easier than you think. Speaking of James, you have a Pokemon convention here in Arizona, and James, the voice actor, is going to be there. Oh, that's awesome. You're going to have him sign an Onyx card and a Weezing card? That's so cool. Yeah, because he played Brock too, right? If you won the Powerball, which comic would you buy as your crown jewel? I mean, if I won the Powerball, Cam, I mean, I got to go with Amazing Fantasy 15, first appearance of Spider-Man. That would be the crown jewel. That's like the comic that I would always like love to have. I know it's never gonna happen. Uh, Coolest design? Yeah, Spawn was a very cool design. Story didn't blow you away. For the other stuff that was coming out in that era from that group from Image Comics, it was decent. It was decent. Reckon you clear your debt first. You're taking care of that for me, Karen. But yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 15 or Amazing Fantasy 15, first appearance of Spider-Man would definitely be the comic for me. But good morning, Kem. Hope you're doing well. Are you getting ready for the race? You have James's Weezing Team Rocket card? Sweet. Well, Kieran, the good news is the vast majority of my debt, like 95, 96% of my debt, is just the home mortgage. Say comics are hot now versus a few years ago. I'm not sure if they're ever going to be as hot as they were in the 90s. That was something else. That was like, Pokemon in the 98 to 2000s era. I do feel like they have been getting somewhat of a revitalization in the last couple of years. I feel like they're finally getting the revitalization that the industry thought they would when the MCU started up. And I will say I do give a lot of credit to Marvel Rivals. I do. I like Marvel's made a lot of video games over the years with a lot of like really cool characters that may not be well known. But there's something about Marvel Rivals that really captured the zeitgeist. It's really picked up like no game has before. And the fact they have such a varied roster, I think it has gotten a lot of people interested in characters that normally no one would even know exist. And I have seen a pickup in like graphic novel sales / trade paperbacks, whatever you want to call them. Exactly, Ari. Yeah, Rivals focus on characters that aren't just the Avengers. They're not just doing like an MCU roster, which I really appreciate. Now, I mean, a lot of them have had uh, some sort of recognition in movies or television, but not a lot. And there are some like Jeff the Shark that haven't had any. Squirrel Girl, I don't know. Did that Squirrel Girl cartoon ever come out on Hulu? It was supposed to. I don't know if it ever did. So I had to read a bit about The Boys. It was pretty bad. Reminds you of Garth's other comic that precedes Walk. Well, oh, okay. For a second, I thought you meant. I thought you meant that Garth wrote Walking Dead. Yeah, Garth Ennis is kind of I don't want to say an acquired taste, but it is. I'm hit or miss with Garth Ennis. I think some of his stuff is absolutely fantastic. I think some of his stuff is just written all for shock value. I love Garth Ennis on Preacher. Preacher is one of my favorite comics ever written. Quietly canceled after filming the pilot. Thank you, Razzie. Thank you. Preacher is one of the best comics I've ever read. I absolutely love that comic. I really like a lot of the Punisher stuff that Garth Ennis wrote, and a vast majority of the pop culture Punisher stuff. The first two movies, the stuff from Punisher's individual Netflix series. A lot of that is based on or inspired by the Garth Ennis comics. But yeah, The Boys, meh. Oh, he had another one. It was an Aftershocks comic. Something about... Hold on, let me look it up. I read the first issue and I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. Yeah, I think a lot of the time Garth Ennis writes just for shock value. Bibliography. Here we go. Give me 1 second. This is gonna drive me crazy. I gotta remember what this comic was called. Oh, there's that one whose name I can't say on live stream. Yeah, Crossed wasn't great. Oh yeah, I can't say that one either. We'll say Jimmy's Little Scamps. If you replace scamps with the second word in Quentin Tarantino's World War II movie. Did I just... Okay. Yeah, I ran from the bottom one. Reacher. You like The Boys show because Homelander makes you feel conflicting feelings. That tracks. Yeah, I just started watching Reacher a few months ago, and honestly, I haven't touched it since I first started watching. I watched like the first like 3 or 4 episodes in one day, and I haven't had a chance to get back to it. I do like it though. I didn't watch it for a long time just because the only frame of reference I had was that Tom Cruise Reacher movie, which I heard was not good. But yeah, Jimmy's Little Scamps. I picked up the first issue of that by Garth Ennis, and that was not good. That tracks is so crazy. Tell me I'm wrong, Ari. With the conversations you and I have had over the years, tell me I'm wrong. I'll wait. Homelander's a Superman knockoff. Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, part of the thing about the whether you're talking about the boys, or whether you're talking about Invincible, which by the way I haven't watched yet since last week. Oh, you know what? I'll show you guys this. Hold on, I'll be right back because I know a lot of you for some reason have been very interested in me watching Invincible. Hold on a second. I want to show you guys something. So last weekend, I told you guys that I read the first 3 volumes, which apparently covered the first season. And I started watching. I watched 3 episodes, and that I was like I was having trouble getting a copy of volume 4 in the same format. I wanted it to match the format of the other books I have, and I ended up ordering that. It should be here on Monday, but this week I got excited, got a little ahead of myself, and I splurged. So, while I won't get volume 4 until Monday, I do have volumes 5, 6, 7, and 8 ready to go. So I'll be able to binge those this week, which, from what I understand, from what Kieran told me, Season 2 covers up through about volume 10. So I'll probably pick up 9 and 10 next weekend, and then I'll be free to watch the first 2 seasons at my leisure. Because there were some things in the first 3 episodes of the show that I was like, this has not happened in the comics yet. And I got a feeling it will. So I decided I wanted to get a little bit more ahead before I started watching more of the show. But anyway, as I was saying, like if you're talking about whether you're talking about the boys and what the heck are they called, the 7, whether you're talking about them, whether you're talking about the Guardians of the Globe in Invincible, even if you're talking about Squadron Supreme in Marvel Comics, it is very typical for there to be a team that is an homage to the Justice League. Hey, Shiny Pollocky at 1217, a little under odds. Congratulations, Matthew. Let's get some hype for Matthew. It's very standard to have the homage to the Justice League, and you know what? Well deserved. I mean, the Justice League, those characters are so classic. They have become archetypes of their own. Like Superman is obviously an archetype. Batman is as well. Aquaman is. Flash is. Wonder Woman is. Even things like Green Lantern and Martian Manhunter are archetypes in their own way. So yeah, it's very common, especially when you're watching or reading something that kind of deconstructs or spoofs comic book tropes, superhero tropes. You're going to have those characters. Squadron Supreme always gets whooped. Check out Zen. I don't know if it's available on Marvel Unlimited or not, but check out the Max Comics Squadron Supreme series from the early 2000s, maybe around like 2003, 2004. That was an interesting read. It was mature audiences' version of Squadron Supreme, and it got pretty dark in some areas. You love Superman. What I think of Snyder's Watchmen, I think that Zack Snyder did the best job he could at making a live action Watchmen movie. For decades, Watchmen was considered unfilmable. That there's no way anyone would ever be able to turn that into a live action. I think he did the best he could. There were still some things I didn't like about it. A couple things were Zack Snyder decisions. A couple things were just intrinsic to trying to adapt Watchmen. Um, I thought and if you saw it, you know what I'm talking about. I thought the Hallelujah scene was very uncomfortable and laughable. Um, I thought the um, the live action version of Ozymandias's pet, whatever it was, like white saber-toothed tiger thing, just did not look. It looked exactly like in the comics, but that doesn't make it look good. Um, I thought that the choice he made to change the ending, the choice that Zack Snyder made to change the ending, or the explanation, I guess, was gutsy. I'm still torn about whether that was a good decision or not compared to doing what they did in the comic. There's a panel from a Superman comic that you just adore. Makes you get teary-eyed. It's just him looking out in space at the entire Earth and saying, "I love you." I know exactly which panel you're talking about. Yes, please help out Razzie. If you do get free skins for Marvel Rivals, instead of keeping them for yourself, give them to Razzie. After you read Watchmen, you have no clue how he's going to do it. Really solid adaptation. But like, and I don't want to say too much because for some reason, for a comic that's been out since the 80s and a movie that's been out for like 15 years, I'm still feeling like spoiler averse, Skrilbo. But if he changed the ending to if he left the ending alone with the giant squid monster, I think live action that would have looked absolutely ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't. Of course, I want adaptations to be pure adaptations. I don't want them to change stuff, but like I understand why they felt the change was needed. So that's why I'm still on the fence about it. Love you some War Sarge. War Sarge, really cool. And Jackie Earle Haley did a fantastic job. I couldn't imagine them casting anybody else in that role. Man, we're having a lot of comic book talk today, which makes me excited. But I hope this isn't too much for some people that are watching or listening. I hope we're not boring you guys. But I can talk about comics all day long while hunting for Pokemon. Like, for me, this is the dream. This is what I always wanted for my channel, is to be shiny hunting Pokemon while talking about comic books. I'm having the best day ever. But I hope it's not too much for some people. You don't even comic and you love this? Well, thank you, Razzie. You should comic. I was totally that kid in high school when people were like, comics are stupid. You're a nerd. And I'd be like, oh yeah? Did you like The Crow? Did you enjoy The Crow, goth boy? And they're like, yeah, Crow was awesome. I'm like, yeah, that was a comic, goth boy. What do you think of that? I love the Judas Contract book so far. I only made it to the second one, but Sony, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Ari. I'm very curious to hear from you after you finish reading it, what you think of it compared to the adaptation they did in the Teen Titans animated series. Because, like, I know you know what's going to happen. I know you know what the story is all about because you're such a huge Teen Titans fan. But I'm really curious to have someone that loved the show as much as you do, what you thought of what that storyline was adapted from. Issues volumes overwhelm you. And Kieran, that's why I said that's why you got me. You got me to help you out there. So very pertinent in your mind? Exactly. Now, if I remember correctly, though, I don't think they ever introduced. Oh, what's his name? Jericho? I don't think they ever introduced Jericho in Teen Titans, did they? The Crow was so good, but they murdered with all the other Crows. Bruce Lee's son will forever. Yeah, Brandon Lee was the Crow in my mind. I watched the second one. I can't remember who played the Crow in that one. But I watched the second one. I think it was City of Angels. And I wasn't a huge fan of that. And I never watched any of the other ones. Ozymandias' pet just looked goofy in a live action movie. They probably tried multiple designs for the ending monster. Exactly, Scrubba. That's what I'm figuring. They did, but they did nothing with him. Oh, okay. I didn't know that Jericho was in the Teen Titans show. Shown him for a bit, but didn't even know who he was back then. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm actually having fun. I'm slowly doing more DC stuff now. I've talked about before, I signed up for the subscription where I get some Batman hardback graphic novels every month. And I'm enjoying those, but I'm also starting to read some like non-Batman DC stuff. Um, and it's fun. It's reminding me of when I first got into Marvel Comics because I'm kind of getting introduced to a lot of characters, or characters that I'm aware of but don't know a lot about. Objectively better comics, but man, it's DC. I'm really enjoying the Absolute series that's going on right now. They did kind of like how Marvel has the Ultimate line, which like gave birth to like Miles Morales and stuff like that. DC started their Absolute line last fall. They got Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Superman, Absolute Green Lantern, Absolute Flash, and Absolute Martian Manhunter. I'm enjoying those a lot. Because like I don't feel like I need to have all the backstory in the characters, but if I do know stuff about them, it's very Easter eggy. Starfire and Nightwing as an adult couple, chicken soup for your soul, love it. Simultaneously as the best and worst characters. Like I think I think things have changed over the years. For a long time, um, in the industry, DC was seen as having like all the classic characters, all the well-known characters, but Marvel had more grounded stories. Like the thing that made Marvel so readable for a very long time was all the characters weren't like infallible gods. Like Iron Man, had a really cool suit of armor, but he was just a regular guy and, had his own vices. Spider-Man, really cool, but he was a bully teenager with money problems and girl problems. Um, you had the whole civil rights era analog with the X-Men, and that made the stories more relatable. Um, and then DC started doing that. DC started doing that. You can't swing a dead cat nowadays without reading a Batman comic where Bruce Wayne's just like a paranoid psycho. Um, they tried to ground those characters more too, and I really think that's the key to having memorable and readable characters, is that they had to be relatable in some way. Beast Boy was a freak in the comic, by the way. You don't mean superpowers? Oh my gosh, Ari, you might have to send me some pictures with that later on. Marvel and DC just go tit for tat with their characters. A lot of times they do. I mean, Captain Marvel is a perfect example. So, way back in the day, before there was DC Comics, before there was Marvel Comics, there were two. I mean, there's more than two, but like the two big comic companies were Fawcett and Timely. Timely ended up becoming Marvel Comics. Fawcett went out of business and sold out the rights to their characters. He said some really out of pocket stuff for a 15-year-old. Nice. I know a lot of 15-year-olds on YouTube like that. Um, but Fawcett Comics back in the day had Captain Marvel. After Fawcett went out of business, DC bought the rights to most of their characters, but it was for a certain amount. It was for a certain time period, and the people at DC weren't paying attention. So eventually, those rights lapsed, and as soon as those rights lapsed, Marvel Comics came out with Captain Marvel, and got the rights. They copyrighted the name Captain Marvel. So then DC was forced to rename any comics featuring Captain Marvel as Shazam, which is the Shazam we know from the movies now. So inside the comics, they can still refer to Shazam as Captain Marvel, but DC was not allowed to publish a comic book with the name Captain Marvel. Um, that's one example. Another example is Marvel Comics in '64 introduced a character in the Avengers called Wonder Man, and solely named him Wonder Man to stop DC from copyrighting that name. But it was, for the most part, it was all in jest, especially back in the '60s and '70s and into the early '80s. If you read the comics, they would take digs at each other, but like in fun, I mean, because a lot of the writers, a lot of the artists worked for both companies. A lot of them are freelancers and would take jobs from either company. So it was like it would be like if two Pokemon YouTubers had like a fun little rivalry going on. They don't really hate each other. They were just having fun with it. And then like in the late '90s, actually things did get kind of bad, and for a long time, they did not play around with each other. You relate to Superman in some ways. When you take your glasses off, you look a bit different too. That's insane, Kieran. Yeah, Scribble, that's the thing with Superman for me personally is I've tried a few times. I respect Superman for what he represents, both as an archetype and as as a hero. But it's really hard for me to find his comics interesting, if that makes sense. Used to be really impressed about how Deadpool, who was wholly created as the direct spoof of Deathstroke, ended up being very popular and way more notable than Deathstroke. Yeah. I mean, it totally was a ripoff. If you look up Rob Liefeld's designs and original characters, the man's never had an original thought in his mind. Everything he did was a ripoff of something. And even when he went to Image Comics and started Youngblood, all of his characters were ripoffs of characters he created for Marvel. Don't really like Deathstroke outside of Teen Titans cartoon. Doesn't really irk you anymore. Gotcha. There's so much not much tension in Superman stories. It's just a matter of time before he just powers up Wednesday. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. I never really feel like there's any genuine stakes in Superman comics. And even with Kryptonite, you can only rely on Kryptonite so many times until that kind of gets boring too. You have a hard time like in Captain America, just be honest, just a Boy Scout with a little extra strength. I get that. I understand that. I have a lot of friends that feel that way about Captain America too. I do really like, especially in the movies, I like his determination. I like his attitude. That, like, he just will never give up. There's something very respectable about that. X-Men Origins or the Deadpool game. The Deadpool game for the PS3 I have, and I loved. That was a great game, Razzie, and that was the how do I put it? The framing aspect of that with the three different voices, the voiceovers, and the captions and everything was taken directly from the Deadpool comics of that era. That's exactly how the Deadpool comics read. The storyline was completely made up for the game, but the way they presented Deadpool in that game was exactly what the comics are like. That's why I like Mark Grayson more than Clark Kent. Mark is very beatable. I thought he was invincible, Scrobo. You better not be giving me spoilers. Imagine your superhero name being beatable. You know what's even crazier than that, Razzie? Here's a little deep dive Deadpool lore for you guys. So, like mid 2000s, like let's say like maybe like 2007 through 2015, those comics were the ones where Deadpool had the inner monologue going on with the different voices and everything. Like, you know, basically almost like multiple personality disorder going on. And that's what the game was based off of. When that era ended, when Daniel Way stopped writing Deadpool and Gary Dugan and Brian Posehn. You guys might know Brian Posehn, if not by name, then by looking at him. He's a comedian. He's been in a lot of TV shows as like a walk-on part type of stuff. They started writing. Okay, you know Posehn. Yeah, there was a period, Razzie, where Brian Posehn wrote Deadpool, and they had a comic where they canonically explained the multiple personalities. They did a flashback where, yeah, him and Oswald are huge comic guys, exactly. He's a metal musician too? I didn't realize that. They did a flashback to where Deadpool was fighting this guy called the, what the heck is his name? Not Full Killer. Madcap. Fighting a guy named Madcap who had appeared in like 3 comics since the early 80s. Mostly as a Captain America villain, and his thing is that he couldn't be hurt, he couldn't feel pain. Your hero name's Scuba Steve, that's a good one. And so they got into a fight, and Thor showed up, and he's like, "You guys are ridiculous," and just struck them both with lightning, and they like dissolved, like they evaporated from the lightning, and since they both could heal, they reformed into one person that was Deadpool. And that second voice was Madcap. And so they ended up doing a comic book explaining that and then separating the two into different characters again. And I was like, are you kidding? Like, this is ridiculous. But it's also hilarious. You did like the Snyder movie, but that is the only bad Superman story you want. I thought Man of Steel looked great. I thought it had beautiful visuals. I love the Americana and all that. First time I watched it, I felt this way. Second time I watched it, I didn't feel it as much. But first time I watched it, I felt like the studios are like the Dark Knight trilogy was a huge box office hit. Everyone loved that. Let's do that with Superman, and decide to keep the same tone, which I did not feel that was an appropriate tone for Superman. Ari, I'm sorry. When I go off on tangents, I go blind. I just get stuck in my head. I feel like Superman is at the mercy of his own character, just so powerful and unfailingly good. There's not much interesting about him aside from Kryptonite or some planet strife. So you feel that people adapting stories about him feel the intense urge to make his enemy inward because people can't stop making evil Superman. I agree with that. I agree with that. If you guys have been around for a while, you know that my least favorite trope of comic book adaptations is having the villain be an evil version of the hero. Shaky Cam was too much, though. I get that. Moosin, what's going on? Good to see ya. I can't believe it's already 11:39. Somehow they never do that with Batman, Ari. You notice that? Batman has the opposite thing. Like every other hero, they'll do an evil version of the hero. But whenever it's Batman, it's the Joker. And I don't care if you're talking about the Jack Nicholson Joker. I don't care if you're talking about the Heath Ledger Joker. I don't care if you're talking about the Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face. I don't care if you're talking about the Jim Carrey Riddler. It's always the Joker. Time flies when you comic while Pokemon, right? Kind of like Evil. I'm not saying there aren't good versions of evil heroes. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that when it comes to like Hollywood adaptations, they rely on that so hardcore. Yeah, like Reverse Flash, cool character. I'm not saying there can't be evil versions of heroes. I'm saying that whenever they make movies, that's like basically the only thing they'll ever do. He is the biggest hater of all time. Literally took on his personality, or not personality, took on his persona, and went back in time to kill him. Like that's some like Buffalo Bill stuff right there. Yeah, yeah. No, we're on the same page, Ari. Can't name a bigger hater, right? But like, look, Iron Man, Ironmonger, Ant-Man, Yellow Jacket, Doctor Strange, Cleus, or whatever his name was. Um, it's everywhere. If you look at Spider-Man 3, first off it was Peter Parker versus cringy Peter Parker, and then it was Peter Parker versus cringy Topher Grace. Jensen, no, I had some technical difficulties, so I wasn't able to start the Mobile Hunt today. I'm hoping to start it for the 3-year Streamiversary celebration next Saturday. Welcome back in, Jensen. Good to see you. I mean, even Logan, fantastic movie, great at the time send off to Wolverine. Literally fought an evil Wolverine. Literally. I mean, even Superman 2, considered one of the greatest comic book movies of all time, General Zod. And again in Man of Steel. It's just, there are so many. Iron Man 2, Whiplash. There are so many heroes that have so many incredible villains. An incredible pool to pull from. And I feel like all they ever do is want to pull from the evil version. Thematically, I get it. Like, it helps underscore how heroic the hero is, because it shows you what a person with a different moral character would do with those powers. I get that, but it's been done too much. Venom and whatever, was it Toxin? I can't even remember which symbiote they used in Venom 1. All right, your second exception because child you had a crush on edgy. That tracks, Ari. That tracks. That was Spider-Man doing a little disco dance. The Raimi Spider-Man movies remind you of how good of an actor James Franco is. Franco did good. Franco did do a good job in those movies. Yeah, and it's funny because, like, I mean, not that I'm actively seeking it out. I can't remember the last time I saw Franco in a serious movie. And the guy does have some acting chops. Stand by what I said, Ari. Need to speak my piece on Venom here. There will be carnage. Okay. Never had you been so excited for a superhero movie than you were for Carnage. I freaking hate it. It was so disappointing. It was pretty bad, Ari. Yeah, 127 hours is probably the last time I saw Franco in a serious role, and he did a great job in that. I've never, and if you know, you know, I've never cringed so hard from a sound. Like, even thinking about that sound right now gives me chills. But no, same area. I feel like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like, well, Ari, you should talk to me because I did not like it at all. I felt like there were no, like, the stakes weren't high enough in that movie. Sometimes I feel like that. Like, I felt like that with the first Thor movie when he fought the Destroyer in some random New Mexico town that had like 12 inhabitants. It's like, this isn't big enough. It's not grand enough. I do love steaks. Medium rare. I don't know how else to put it. Also, yeah, I'm not sure if Woody Harrelson was the best person to play Cletus Cassidy. But, okay, here's an example you'll get, Zen. Here's an example you'll get. Love and Thunder. Tell me how much of a threat Gore the God Butcher really felt like. Ari, it wasn't. I'll let you know, it was not. It was not good. I still haven't seen the third one. I'm so butthurt by Carnage. I still haven't watched the third one, even though I can watch it for free on Netflix. They did Gore so dirty, and that's what I'm saying. That's how I felt about Carnage. And that's how I felt about the Thor movie, or the first Thor movie. It was just like, this doesn't feel epic enough. It's not grand enough. You also need to see the third one for the exact same reason. Yeah, I heard the third one has Null, the King in Black, which makes me even more nervous because that again demands epicness, and I don't know if it's going to achieve that. Although I am very curious to see if they tie Null in with Gore the God Butcher. Before you're even into comic book matters, you adored Carnage because he was cool as heck, like Venom, but even scarier, right? It was definitely a child of the extreme 90s. They took Venom, who had become a pretty popular character in Spider-Man. They're like, what if Venom, but crazier? What if Venom, but serial killer? And blood red. And oh my god, everyone ate it up. Speaking of Null, you're actually pretty excited to see Thunderbolts, especially his Victim Sentry. Wait. Zen, am I missing something? What's the connection between Null and Sentry? Is Null the Void? Any Maximum Carnage love? You know what? I was just thinking about this, Razzie. I was just thinking about this. It is going to rob us in the future, but hold on. Maximum Carnage. The story that inspired the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis game that we all played for hours on end. And done by my favorite Spider-Man artist of all time. Well, the Amazing Spider-Man chapters. Mark Bagley. But yeah, Razzie, they literally that game is literally an adaptation of the series. Oh, okay, you're talking about, yeah, ripped Carnage in half in the comic. Look at that. Look how beautiful. As far as how their powers differ, Scrilbo, the only big difference basically is Carnage can make like solid weapons out of his symbiote. Think T-1000. So like Carnage makes a lot of like stabbing weapons, axes, things like that. Claws. But other than that, it's basically the same thing. Carnage is technically Venom's son. Um, the Venom symbiote had a baby, and it got attached to Cletus Cassidy, a serial killer that was in jail. That was Eddie Brock's cellmate. So now I think about it, is it normal for serial killers to have cellmates? Doesn't that seem a little bit dangerous to the cellmate? Yeah, T800 versus T1000 is not too bad of a comparison. Actually, it's more fitting than I think about, because Venom's a lot bulkier, too. It's actually very apt. You hate when Venom is tentacle stabbing you in Marvel Rivals, and it's not even in a fun way? Oh, that's the worst. If you're going to be tentacle stabbed, it should be in the fun way. Moving on. Doesn't even take you to dinner first. What the heck? Right, Moosin? It was a sentence. Twas indeed. Get back here, you little jerk. What a little jerk. I see that 34% of you agree with me. Can't even set up a proper reset hunt with this Audino. Guy Gardner, like is an interesting word. Because, like, Guy Gardner's whole thing is that he's an absolute jerk. He's the guy that you don't want to sit next to at parties. He's the guy that when he shows up, you're like, oh man, it's that guy. So with that being like the definition of his personality, yeah, I like him. He's a great butthole. He's entertaining. Somebody's poisoned the water hole. Kyle Rayner, that's the Green Lantern that I grew up with. When I first got into comics, Rayner was the Green Lantern. I don't even know what was going on with Hal. Oh yeah, Hal Jordan had just gotten crazy and became Parallax, I think. So yeah, Hal Jordan went crazy, became a bad guy, and died for a while. And Kyle Rayner became Green Lantern. And that was Green Lantern I grew up with. You just out loud a great butthole. Good job, Ari. JJ, good morning. How are you? Like a stupid bowl cut. I mean, what a perfect haircut for someone that much of a jerk butt. It fits so well. I do like the idea of like a superhero that's a good guy, but he's a terrible guy. You know what I mean? I think that's a fun concept. Like, he's a hero, he saves people, but you don't want to have a conversation with him because he's just going to drive you nuts. There should be more characters like that. Ha but whole. Exactly, ha but whole. The villains that are unwittingly good guys, those ones are fun too. You know what? I will say this. Spider-Man 3 gets a lot of flack for appropriate reasons. But one thing that I thought that Spider-Man 3 did amazing was Sandman. I thought he looked incredible. The casting was fantastic. The effects were fantastic. And his story, his character arc was amazing. I thought they really captured the essence of a guy that, like, there's not bad people, there's just people that make bad decisions, like that type of a thing. I thought they did a great job with Sandman. I thought he was a tragic villain. It was great. Yeah, Thomas Hayden Church did amazing, and I'm so happy they brought him back. Guy's a funny character. Excited to see him in the James Gunn. He's gonna be in the James Gunn Superman. Is he really? That's hilarious. Heroes in it for the glory, not because they're good people. Yeah, those ones can be entertaining sometimes. But no, that scene where he realizes that, like, he got turned into sand, and he slowly, like, you watch, and there's no lines, there's no dialogue. It's just him slowly learning how to, like, reform himself. And then he tries to grab the locket with his daughter's picture, and it just keeps going through his sand hands. And, he has to, like, learn how to, like, solidify himself. Oh, I thought that was epic. Epic 5 minutes. There will never be a better adaptation of Sandman than that scene. Speaking of Sandman, though, when is Sandman Season 2 coming out on Netflix? I'm ready for that. Probably cramming too much in that movie. They did. And from what I understand, it was the studio that forced Raimi to cram in Venom. Apparently Raimi doesn't like Venom to begin with, and had no interest in using Venom, and then the studio forced him to, and he was basically like, fine, you want Venom, I'll give you Venom. And just yuck. So I think there's some self-sabotage on behalf of Sam for that. Make you feel torn, questioning yourself and your moral compass? I know you do, Ari. No, those are the most interesting villains, though. The most interesting villains are the ones that you can understand where they're coming from. You don't have to agree with them, but you understand their point of view. Now dig on this. What's up, Keith? Elena, welcome back. Like, Magneto's a perfect example. Do I agree with Magneto? No. Do I understand why Magneto feels the way he does, given his history? Absolutely. Yeah, no, Ari, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, no, I think those are the most interesting villains that are, like, understandable. Like, you can understand how someone would do that. The shot, took the scene from the animated show shot for shot. You can tell he didn't care to bring. I never thought about that, Scrobo. I think you're right. What's my favorite Pokeball? My favorite Pokeball is the Premier Ball. What's your favorite one, Elena? Oh, also, Cheese. I ended up online getting a copy of that one epic collection you and I were talking about the other day. It should be here next week. So I'm happy. Ultra Ball, nice. Definitely increases your chance of capturing the Pokemon. It's a smart move. Your new 3DS is shipping. It's pretty red lacquer. I know exactly what you mean, Ari. My 3DS, which is actually sitting right here. From unfortunate occasional drops and stuff. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see it, but like on the very corner, will it focus? Can't really see it, but like on the corners, Like the lacquer's starting to chip off. You can't really see it. Just trust me that it's slipped off. Um, oh, I know what you mean. I'm just trying to. I don't have a new 3DS, Ari. I'm just trying my best to relate. That's the best I can do to relate. Third Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland had you conflicted. It's all nostalgia, babe, but you won't lie, you love seeing Tobey returns Peter Parker. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it. You know, I was talking about this. I think it was even last weekend, both with No Way Home and Deadpool versus Wolverine. It was absolute fan service that I absolutely loved, enjoyed every minute of. But if you if someone asked you to write down the plot of either one of those movies, you can do it in one sentence. Um, they were incredible to watch, so enjoyable, but to call them movies is a little bit of a stretch. You know what I mean? Uh, well, it's not Ari. It's not. It's not a competition. If it makes you feel any better, I don't even have. I don't even have the thumb stopper anymore. I haven't had that for years, and you can tell. You can actually tell really well. I got a few places on the screen where the screen has actually been wiped away. Like it's actually missing the finish in a few areas. Thank you to the 18 of you that are still sticking around. I know I've been chattering like a little monkey today all about comic books and not about Pokemon, but I appreciate you guys being here. Willem Dafoe, yeah, he did great. He's always done well. And it was nice to see him in a little bit more of a classic Green Goblin look. That was like my biggest nerd gripe with the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire was the Green Goblin armor. Bangs symbols. 517 views on the stream. Thank you guys so much. I think there's a break in communication here. I find that hard to believe, Ari. You love the original 3DS and yours is aged too, but you're upset the new 3DS ages like milk. It gets chunky. Your new 3DS is chunky. Raimi going from Evil Dead to Spider-Man, quite interesting. Hey, Busy, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, quite the turn. Yeah, I had never known Raimi as anything other than a horror director before the Spider-Man movies. You've been enjoying my comic book brain. Well, thank you. Whoops, wrong button. Ari, just pour the new 3DS down the sink. Your mom just found your first Gen 3DS XL. Sweet. Look how gross. What happened? And why does it look like burnt marshmallow? The Sandman take was perfect. Well, thank you, Busy. You also have the new 3DS. I just have this 3DS. This is the only one I have. I also have a 2DS. I don't think it's the new 2DS. I don't know. I can't keep track of all the new and olds and XLs and whatevers. It's the one that's like is in here? No. It's the one that's like flat and blue. Darkman. Yeah, Darkman. That was God. That's a flashback right there. Yeah, Darkman was a good movie. Speaking of Liam Neeson, who saw the trailer for the new Naked Gun movie? You trade with yourself in the games. I do the same thing, Kiro. I do the exact same thing. Part of the reason why I always buy both games. Red lacquer started bubbling and raising, eventually chipping off, then exposed. Chrome paint oxidizes. It looks like burnt marshmallow. And it makes me uncomfortable to look at. You'll watch it. Looks like it could be fun. Yeah. I mean, I want to see more, but there were a couple jokes in the teaser that I was like, okay, they're on the right path. Yeah, the OJ reference is fantastic. Kudos to them for acknowledging it. Yeah, Scribble, you gotta check it out. And a couple people, not a couple, like thousands of people put in the comments, it's funny that they replaced Leslie Nielsen with Liam Neeson. I'm sure that's not why they cast him. It's just funny how similar their names are. The Airplane movies were great. That's a movie that could never be made today. The original Airplane movie. Holy smokes, we already went over 700. That's where I wanted to end, actually. I sort of want Blade to make a comeback with his own movie, but at the same time, you worry about how they'll handle it. I mean, I want that too, and they've been trying to, Kiro. They've been teasing us about it for years now. I don't know what the holdup is with the Ali movie. I can never pronounce his first name, so I'm not going to try. M. Ali, you know who I'm talking about. And Stanley Goodstream loved the conversation. Razzie, that's very sweet of you to say. Yeah, Leslie Nielsen was a national treasure. Even in terrible movies like Dracula Dead and Loving It. No, Airy, that's funny. That's funny that you say that, Airy, because I already liked Airplane, and I just found out that you and Razzie share that movie enjoyment, and now I love it even more. Let's take this up to 710. And then we'll be back with this tomorrow. Yeah. Also, guys, last time I'm going to plug it. If you haven't already, next Saturday is going to be my 3-year streamiversary. We will be doing a giveaway on the streamiversary. In order to participate in the giveaway, you have to be part of the, say it's 7:10 p.m. Nah. You have to be part of the Discord. You have to put your name in the giveaway channel, and you have to be willing to, if you win, give me your address so I can send it to you. Because you could possibly win. Dang it! You could possibly win. Actually, let me drop that down one. That'll be perfect because then we can get even numbers. You could possibly win. Not one, but both of these Scarlet Violet 151 boxes from Costco with all 10 tins. So that'll happen next Saturday. Kiro, your Audi marks their favorite quotes from books with a highlighter. Not to degrade that at all, but you and I are blessed to share a bunch of mutual interests. It's rare for Razzie and I. This is true, but I want to be a part of it. I want me in this with you too, with me. I'm inserting myself between you and Razzie. Razzie says, okay. You can definitely be a part of it. I like Airplane even more because my friends Razzie and Hefty both also like it. You can stop saying things now. But I'm a streamer. That's kind of my job. I have to say things. Otherwise, it would just be like this. Busy. I did not have to hurt someone. Actually, Hefty Mom and Hefty Dad were eating at Costco a couple weeks ago, and they saw a whole bunch of guys in their 20s walking by with these Pokemon boxes, and Hefty Dad said, "Hey, we should go check that out." And they ended up picking up a couple boxes and said, "Hey, Hefty, we're mailing you these things. Do with them what you will." And I thought, oh, that'll be perfect. That'll be a perfect giveaway for the 3-year stream anniversary. But Kim's daughter gets the first shiny. She always does. I'm telling you, Kim's daughters are insanely good at shiny hunting. It's embarrassing. If I was Kim, I would be embarrassed at how many more shinies his daughters have gotten than him, both in races and in Pokemon Go. I don't know how he calls himself a shiny hunter at this point. That Kim's daughter gets every shiny today? Probably so. But do they say son? What, my parents? No, I mean, they don't call me son. They don't call me son. It was meant to be, that's right. Proud and embarrassed. I think that's probably the most accurate description of Kim, not only with his relationship with his daughters, but just life in general. Kim just is proud and embarrassed. Kim is just warming the channel up until they're old enough to take over. That's right. I said we're going to 710, but I guess we're going to 720 now. I don't know. Things just kind of happen. It's hard for me to pay attention to things like numbers when I'm saying words out loud in the stream. Oh, wait, we're on odds. We're on oddses. We're going to take the 715. This will be the last check. I didn't realize we're on oddses. Airy, I don't know what's more disturbing, the message you sent me or the fact that that's not the first time you've told me that. But thank you for bringing that back into my mind. All right, here we go. Last checks. But before we do that, it was topical. Yes, like that cream. All right. We got some thank yous. Kiro, thank you for the 1 month of membership. Grant Hall, thank you for the $4.99. And welcome, Grant Hall. It was a pleasure to see you here today. I don't know if you're still here, but nice to see you pop in. And Kiro with the 50 gifted memberships. Thank you again, Kiro. All right. Also, thank you to all the new subs. We hit our sub goal of the day, 2030. And thank you to the mods. And thank you to everybody who hung out with us today. Let's do these last 2 checks. No shiny. That means we're going to continue this hunt tomorrow. Stupid Audino. But thank you all so much for being here. Have a great rest of your day. Do nice things for people today, just because, and for no other reason than because that's the right thing to do. And I will see you on the next one. Take care and bye-bye.